I mean, you look at a plate of food and it looks like an artwork. And you know, what she has not done is master cooking. The food tastes terrible. Terrible. Now, how do you tell someone, I appreciate the dinner, but let's go out and eat? Right? Keep it there. It's too pretty to eat, right? No, it tastes bad. Hadn't mastered it. That's the trouble. We haven't mastered the weaknesses in our lives. We focus upon what we can do right, and all of our attention and time goes on to doing right. All of our energy's on right, because that's what we want to be judged by. So you say you're a school teacher, and you're a lawyer, and you're a landscaper, and you're a postal worker, and that's, look how well I do my job. Well, what else do you do in life that's really right? Do you do your health right? You know all about your job. Do you know where your spleen is? Do you? Where's your spleen? Don't know. Isn't it amazing? The center, one of the centers of your immune system that's going to keep you alive or cause you to die, fight infection and cancer, fight bacteria, and you don't know where it's at. Where's your prostate? You had to think. See, she had to think. Where's it at? Question for you. Where's your adrenals? Right up here? Are you sure? Right, is it right there or right here? Around there. Okay.
It's on top of the kidneys.
All right. Adrenal mean add on to renal. Renal is kidneys. Two little glands sit on top of your kidneys. That's what gives you your energy. But when you take sugar that you know all about, because you know all the different ways you like sugar, right? But you didn't know that for every 100 grams of sugar, and that's just about 3 ounces, small amount, you can knock down your immune system's antibody activity for 5 hours. Now think if you had sugar several times a day. So most of the day, your antibody activity is going to be substantially lessened. So when you do have allergens come in, and antigens come in, and viruses and bacteria and microbes that you do not want in your body, the major defenders of your body are stepped down because of sugar. And that's why you end up allowing them to take hold in your body, because your defenses were down, because you put them down. You put your defense down when you take sugar. You didn't know that, did you? Did you? Then give me $1. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to understand that this journey, we're going to learn about this. You're going to learn about where your organs are and what they do. You're going to learn about your intestine, your heart, your spleen, your thymus, your thyroid. But you're also going to learn about having the courage to make the changes so that you're not just hiding behind what you know and keeping away and everyone else from what you don't know. You're not just going to be focusing upon what you can do right, but really look at everything you do wrong and change it. So that's what this whole program is about. Now, after 6 months, and you're all in the same program for 6 months, for the first 6 months, everybody in every one of our study groups does the same identical thing, and that is we cleanse. We call it a detoxification cleansing program. Now, why? Because I tried something 5 years ago. I took a group of individuals and I divided them into 5 categories. They were all coming because they were all overweight. And what I did was this. In category 1, we gave them a perfect diet. Perfect. Flawless. Nothing else. That's all they had to do is just follow that diet. Nothing else changed in their life. Group 2, we did not change the diet, but we included exercise. Group 3, we gave them the best possible supplements and stress management. Another group, Group 4, we allowed them to eat what they had normally been eating, but we cut out the fat and cut out the sugar and gave them supplements. In Group 5, we changed their belief systems. In other words, they changed what they were valuing, so they no longer valued bad foods and lack of exercise. Which group do you think had the greatest results, stuck with the program, lost weight, and kept it off? Number 5. More so than all the other groups combined. So here we've got the best-selling books in America are on diet. Have a big high-protein diet. Eat some pork rinds and butter and cream. And these people are doing exactly that because it's comfort food. Hey, what a great diet. I don't have to change anything else in my life. I don't have to change why I was so angry at myself or why I was sublimating, because that's really what you're doing when you're eating and drinking and taking drugs and doing things that you know are destructive to the body. You're sublimating. What you're sublimating is something that you're not meeting that's essential to your well-being. Here's what it comes down to in life. We have those things that are essential to our well-being. What do you need that is not being met for you to feel good enough about yourself that you're not willing to make any other wrong choice? If you had all that was essential in your life, you wouldn't have any qualms about making right choices, right? But when something's missing and you're not willing to fulfill it, maybe you don't even know what it is, there's an energy that's it just keeps banging around in us. It causes a nervousness, it causes an irritability, it causes a distemper, it causes a moodiness, causes depression, causes anxiety. It causes a sense of apathy. It can manifest in different ways in different people. So we don't like the way that feels, so we try to take that energy and we connect it outside. So we sublimate. We get really busy. If we're really busy and we're working nonstop, no one will notice that a part of us is unfulfilled. So we'll think, I've got a perfect situation. I'm going to be working so hard that I'll achieve so much that my success in what I achieve, respective workers, some money, people say, hey, you got it together. Look at you. And they won't know, I don't have it together. If I had it together, would I be working this hard? No. People who've got it together don't work that hard. Or you say, I'll be responsible. I'll be so responsible for so many people that people will just say, what a nice person John or Jody is. Look how they're responsible for so many good things. And so everybody will say, good person. Nobody will know that I don't feel like a good person. I'm just doing all this good stuff for other people and taking on the responsibilities they could do for themselves because I don't know how to be responsible for myself. No one's going to see that I've neglected myself. And as long as I keep doing for others, nobody will point out my weaknesses, I hope. Or you might take a different approach in saying, I feel so angry about my own life not being as successful as it should be when I've worked so hard that I'm going to take it out in some kind of violence, gratuitous violence. I'll go to a hockey game, or a football, or wrestling, or boxing, or pornography, or alcohol. Apathy, you get alcohol. Apathy, you get drugs. Or I'll become a spendaholic or gamble. That's it. I'll show I don't care about anything. I'm willing to risk everything. I'll gamble it. Why do you think that people gamble and drink and smoke and take drugs and engage in self-defective behavior? Not because they love themselves. People who love themselves are not going to do that. It would demean the value of their life. It would take all their standards and drop them down. These are all symptoms of an underlying imbalance. Imbalance in the basic foundation upon what a person rests upon. You cannot be destructive and be imbalanced. The fact you're doing something that is destructive shows that there is an imbalance. So what I say is strip away all the layers, all the masks, all the facades come off. Everything comes off. You look directly into the mirror and you say, what am I? With no pretense, no defenses, what am I? Because that's where we begin our journey. If you cannot begin that journey today, and listen carefully to what I'm saying, then you will fail in this process. Here's how I put it as a metaphor. Imagine that you are making a jump across the Grand Canyon. On the other side is happiness. On the other side is balance. On the other side is joy, bliss, fulfillment, all the things that you really desire and have touched at some point in your life. To get from here to there, you must have absolute conscious focus